Hello everyone, I'm Dr. A. Nagalakshmi, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce with Finance in Dr. SNS College of Arts and Science. I'm here to explain the concept of tax in the course 21 UCR 405 Indirect Tax. Here we are going to see the concept of tax. First we know that we all the citizens of India has the responsibility and we are liable to pay for the tax to the central government and for the state government in the form of income or in the form of wealth or in the form of when we make a purchase we are paying GST. Now we are going to see what is the introduction of tax. Tax means nothing but it is what a government or the taxing authority imposes or levies a tax on its citizens and business entities, from income tax to goods and service tax, which is popularly known as GST, applies to all levels. So we are very familiar with the word GST and we are familiar with the word income tax. What we earn, we are paying a certain percentage of tax to the government. It's our responsibility because the government has more responsibility to do for the society. So they need an income. They have to generate the income for all those things. So tax is one of the source for the government to do something for the people. Now we are going to see what is taxation. Here the central government and the state government plays a significant role in determining the taxes in India. To streamline the process of taxation and ensure transparency in the country, the state and central government have undertaken various policy reforms over the last few years, and one change was the goods and service tax GST, which eased the tax regime on the sale and deliverance of goods and services in the country. Yes, so we had TNGST. When we are making a sale to other state, here we have to pay some tax. So it was tedious, it was time consuming, and the process needs heavy input. But when the government, the central government and the state government together had taken a lot of steps to reform the tax, and at last in 2017 they introduced a concept called as GST to the country, which made easier the tax regime on sales and deliverance of goods and salaries. Now we are going to see the tax structure in India, which is classified into two main categories. One is direct tax, another one is indirect tax. You can see what is meant by direct tax. See, the name itself explains the tax which is paid directly by an individual. Indirect tax means here individual does not know whether he is paying or not, but he is paying the tax. That is called as indirect tax. Now we can see what is meant by direct tax. It is defined as the tax imposed directly on a taxpayer and is required to be paid to the government. Also, an individual cannot pass or assign another person to pay the taxes on his behalf. It means each individual of the country are supposed to pay the tax to the government. Any individual who is liable to pay the tax does not have the right to transfer his tax to some other person. This is what explained in the concept direct tax. Here we have classifications of direct tax. One is income tax, another one is corporate tax. What is income tax? It is a tax applicable on the income earned by the individuals or taxpayers. See, every year when a government submits the budget in the parliament, after that it will be published to the that is general public. So in that, a main concept is a slab of income tax. What is the percentage to be paid for particular income level? That is income tax. Corporate tax, it is same like income tax, but it is not for an individual but for the business or companies. It is a tax applicable on the profits earned by the companies from their businesses. So this is not a wrong concept. Every government should get tax from their citizens, because they are going to spend the amount what sourced as tax to the public itself in various forms. Now we are going to see what is meant by indirect tax. Indirect tax, it is defined as a tax levied on income. It is profit or revenue, but the goods and services rendered by the taxpayer. Yes, taxpayer. See, we are buying a food. We are going for we are ordering a food in a Swiggy or Zomato. We are paying the amount for that. See, they will be bringing the food, they will be delivering to us, they will be giving us the bill. In that bill, if we notice what is the cost of each food we ordered, and the total of that bill along with GST of 18% will be levied, and we will be paying the amount of the food plus the tax, so that the final amount will be paid by us. Okay, here we are not paying, here it is a tax which is paid on the goods and services. Okay, unlike direct taxes, indirect taxes can be shifted from one individual to another. Okay, so here the tax which is levied for the hotels or restaurants is transferred to the customers. Here the customer is paying on behalf of whom? On the behalf of the owner of the restaurant, because the tax is shifted from them to the customers. Earlier, the list of indirect taxes imposed on taxpayers include earlier there were many taxes. What I said earlier, we had service tax, we had sales tax, value added tax, central excise duty, and customs duty. However, with the implementation of goods and service tax GST regime from 1st July 2017, it has replaced all the forms of indirect tax imposed on goods and services by the state and central government. GST has not only been reduced the physical interference, but also the cost of compliance with the unification of the indirect taxes. This is what about the indirect tax. Now we are going to see the canons of taxation. Canons is nothing but the rule or the principle to be followed by a good tax system is said to be canon. Said to be a canon. Now we can see different types of canons. Not different types. So good tax system should contain all these things. Canon of equity, canon of certainty, canon of convenience, canon of elasticity, canon of productivity, canon of simplicity, and canon of diversity. So these are the rules or principles to be followed by the government to give a good tax system to their citizens. Thank you. Thank you so much for your patience listening.